Alright, so this video is going to be a reaction to a book that I read 10 times. The book is called How to Be a 3% Man by Coach Corey Wayne. It was a very enlightening book for me. I originally started reading it first when I went through a rough situation and ending of a relationship with a person who I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. The book basically is supposed to help guys improve their dating life through a lot of different changes. One of them focused on the self, and then obviously learning about women and just how they do what they do and why they do what they do. So in order to retain all of the material in the book, Coach Corey Wayne says that you have to read the book 10 to 15 times. Now, I don't like reading, so what I did was I downloaded the app Audible and I listened to it 10 times. Now, this did not happen overnight. I started my journey with this book a couple of years ago. So it's been 2 years since I started my journey with that book. Over my experience in the past 2 years, there was one point where I met somebody that I thought was everything that I wanted. And I thought everything I learned in this book worked. I did all the things that I learned in the book. Everything was going well. But at that point, I had only read the book 6 times. So this all was happening around last year. Met this person I thought was everything. I made this giant list of everything that I wanted in a woman. It was so many things. It was the color of their hair, the color of their eyes, a lot of specific things. I think it had 25 different things on the list. The person that I met that was everything on the list. It was crazy. It was surreal. I was like, this book worked. Found the person. But what I found out over time was a lot of the things that I wanted on the list were superficial. Things that were outside of the person's control. I was getting very specific. I was like looking at birth orders, stuff like weird things like that. But it got to the point to where I wasn't looking at the person for who they were, for their maturity level, for how they acted, how they carried themselves. I was just trying to see all the things that I wanted to see. So what eventually happened with that situation was that it just didn't work out with that person. And so I was able to, though, remake my list that I wanted. And this new list had to do with an individual's behavior and the way they acted. I eventually found out I wanted someone with a high level of maturity, not just somebody with blonde hair. So I have a new list that has about 10 things on it, but I will say this as well, that going through Corey Wayne's book again, the 4 more times that I have, I learned a lot of things that I missed throughout his book. So there were a lot of things that I messed up on too in my experience with the girl who I thought was the perfect person that I was trying to find from the book. And then I went through the book and realized there were a lot of ways that I was not showing up the way I needed to be. A lot of ways I was messing up. So yeah, I took ownership for it. I read the book more. I just finished today my 10th read through it. Now, he says the books that he knows the most from, knowledge-wise, he's read up to 20 times. So I think I'm going to keep going with the book until I get to at least 20 to see if there are any other extraordinary occurrences that happen within me, because there have been several extraordinary occurrences that have happened since I started reading the book. I have so much more knowledge about myself, about how to come across to others the way that I want to, about just how to be a better person in general. I am so glad that I started this journey on this book, and I know I still have so much further to go, and I've had a great experience so far from everything that I've learned from it. And I know that each part of my life is a learning experience, so I'm taking advantage of each opportunity that I get. I have 10 more reads through this book till I get to 20, and that is what I plan to do. If it takes 5 years, 10 years, I obviously went through the book 10 times in 2 years, so I might take another 2 years to get it, but I'm going to get it. Because personally, I have developed and grown more each time I've read it, and I would like to keep going to see where it takes me. So that is all for now. That is my review on Coach Corey Wayne's How to Be a 3% Man. We'll put the link in the description for his video. One of his videos. He has several on YouTube. But anyway, that's all I have for now. We will be back.